All right, we've got a very important message. You know, at the beginning of the show, I forced you to do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance.
Remember that? You hear the sound of this? Now, if you put a little horror drone, like we heard earlier, if you put some ambient horror movie music behind this, it doesn't even have to be horror. It just has to be a dissonant, long sound. Listen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
You tell me.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So how could that be a good thing? You know, you put Redbar with that music on under it, you don't go, oh. So why does that make it so eerie? I think that actually exposes the original feelings I had as a child about that chant, and I really find it to be disgusting. To me, that's the litter box in the classroom. That's what I'm against. The pledge, I'm against the troops, nationalists. Well, let's not go too far. No, obviously I'm wearing the flag here. I bought very expensive flags here. I got a White House mug, and I've got, right behind me, these are from the White House. I don't know if you've seen these pictures behind me. I'm not going to say who they are. Tune into the video version to find out, but these are actually from the White House site. You could buy these. This is what comes with the frame. When you buy a White House Oval Office 8x10 gold frame, everything at the White House is gold. Trump fits right in. You know, Trump's apartment, before he even moved to the White House, looks just like the White House. The White House is a weird, goldy place. You know, creepy place.
Well, I've got a guy for you if you're looking for a new face of government.
Well, I don't know if we're on the same page. Yes.
Yes. Up.
No, I am. That's what I was getting to. Obviously, you see there, you know, we learned a lot in the last month. And I learned a hell of a lot the couple months prior because every podcast and every man I listened to finally woke me up a bit. And this is where it all turned for me. I want this next speaker, if you guys can all please just hear him out and give him the respect that he gives you. We're going to bring him in. He's on video. It's pre-recorded. But I wanted you guys to hear this from this speaker that I found very inspirational. And remember, this is kind of the new thing that we're all going through right now. We're all under this now. And I think we should listen to him and not deviate from his idea. And our speaker today is Aubrey Marcus. If everyone could stand up for Aubrey Marcus. Guys, stand up. Aubrey, you want to come on in? Here he comes.
I believe we are entering a new...
Okay, let's wait, Aubrey. So here he is. I want to treat you guys to the highest of quality. Oh, 2160. My man. Aubrey Marcus is Joe Rogan's former business partner from Onnit. This was the guy who invented the fleshlight. This is the guy that Joe Rogan teamed up with to make Alpha Brain. This is the co-owner of Onnit. He used to be on Rogan's show all the time. He mysteriously hasn't been on in a long time. We don't know why. Joe's never brought him up again. These guys were best buds. We've noticed many unusual behaviors from Marcus since, such as what we feel. I'm not going to, this is alleged. This is what I feel. He's got a cult going, like a sick sexual cult where he's the leader and he's tricked all these women and come into hedonism with him. I really believe
he's like, whoa, Mike, come on.
Yeah. That's what he's saying. Whoa. We're all friends here. Wait till you see. Whoa, Mike. Slow it down. Tell me what pains you, brother. Aubrey Marcus is also... Listen to this. Aubrey Marcus is also Jake Paul's spiritual guide. I'm not kidding. He is Jake's hired guru that has led Jake to the Ascawanda jungles of Peru and has transformed Jake's outlook, spiritual outlook on life, after ayahuasca session after ayahuasca session. He is the strangest man. He's been in a motorcycle accident. His whole face was reconstructed. I'm not kidding.
Remember Miss Two Jits? I love
Miss
that
Two
era.
Jits. I mean, I wish people... Aubrey Marcus could have a mainstream Netflix or HBO documentary. And if you didn't know about him, it doesn't matter. The world would be interested. He's the closest thing we have to David Koresh right now. But
we recently played that speech of him on stage at that crazy conference.
Yes.
Remember where he came out at like
and
a
we'll show
music
you
festival?
There might be some Jake Paul stuff we could show you with him real quick too.
I think we showed that on the
Okay,
show
we
before,
showed that. So
when they did the ayahuasca.
however, times have changed. And I've heard enough. I've heard Rogan, I've heard Schultz, I've heard Theo Vaughn, I've heard Jake Paul. We listened to Jake Paul on the show Day of the Red. We listened to Jake Paul, his pitch, and I don't know how at this point you could be a guy, any sort of guy, and not understand what's going on here now. Okay? So I'd like you guys just to give him a chance. He's going to give some of his opinions, but more importantly, I think he's going to bring a lot of people together. Remember, I am not involved in this, obviously. I am always just on the outside looking into stuff like this. This has nothing to do with me at all. But Aubrey Marcus, he's our speaker here today, and I'd like you all, again, to give Aubrey Marcus a round of applause. Aubrey, I'll let you take it away.
I believe we are entering a new era of honesty, which means having both the freedom and the courage to express your own personal truth while maintaining the humility to acknowledge that you might be wrong. I might be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. And actually, no matter what, we're always a little bit wrong. We can only ever see partial truths because we only have one singular perspective. God is the only one that is omniperspectival, meaning God sees through all of our eyes. God doesn't just look at us.
I have that same necklace. I wore it on Day of the Red. This giant crucifix. You see this? Look how heavy that is. Look how many of these neck things. He might be doing those neck things with the crucifix.
Yes.
Look how ripped he is. And this is all natty. So, yeah, if somebody showed me this and said, who is this? I'd go, Bradley Martin? Why? So he's ripped, and he's 50. So let's see what he has to say. Remember, he's Jake Paul, spiritual guru, the inventor of the fleshlight, and Joe Rogan's old best friend and co-owner of Onnit. If you're swinging a kettlebell, if you even heard the word kettlebell, this is him. He invented the kettlebell. Watch this. But he's got to take him seriously right now.
Perspective. God is the only one that is omniperspectival, meaning God sees through all of our eyes. God doesn't just look at us and judge us from a higher perspective on a cloud somewhere. God also sees and understands through our own perspective. In reading all of the comments to my recent open letter to the Republican Party, I got the opportunity to see through many more of your eyes.
So your eyes. I like the way he's talking.
So are you saying you're God?
This could be, he could be a god.
You said God
think
can see through your eyes and he's seeing through our eyes.
I think he's God. If you've ever wanted to know who God was, I think we found him. He's talking like God. He sounds, I don't know about you, Jules, but he sounds very wise.
Oh, yes,
and the way
sure.
he's talking is so gentle to me right now.
The wallpaper surrounding him is so lush.
Don't look at the wallpaper. They say don't look at the wallpaper by any means. And also don't look him in the eye or the cross.
Okay.
But I think what he's saying, and especially the sound of his voice, is something that makes me very calm and trustworthy, and I'm ready to follow him. So let's hear this tone of voice, because it works on a percentage, and that's all that matters.
In reading all of the comments to my recent open letter to the Republican Party, I got the opportunity to see through many more of your eyes. So thank you.
You're right.
At the risk of being reductionist, if I was going to define the difference between our perspectives, it is a matter of fear versus faith. A lot of people are afraid that Trump is a fascist dictator and the whole MAGA movement are a bunch of racist, misogynist, mid-wit conspiracy.
Hold on, where's my record scratch? The whole MAGA movement. This is where I got MAGA from. You know, I've been using MAGA now. Why not? Why the hell not? Don't you want to be an individual? MAGA.
MAGA.
You know, and to hear it every day and hear it every 500 times a day. How do you come to MAGA? How? How do you come to MAGA? When you're in the ring, you're at the UFC.
Krav Maga.
Is he practicing Krav Maga?
The first person to say MAGA like that was Jillian Michaels in that Anna Kasparian interview. But now I just started second guessing myself and wondering if I've ever accidentally said MAGA.
Listen, I get this all the time. Every time my official pronunciation of every one of these words where there's, you know, two people doing potatoes and potatoes, what I always go with is there's one official version. And it's the one I've been using. But other than that, it could be, yeah, sure. And what I like to do is, you know, people say it's not Moog. It's not Moog. And then you go, oh, yeah, it's Moog. And they go, it's not Moog. It's Meg. And you go, I've been used to saying Moog. And I actually only bought it because I thought it was called Moog. Okay, so that's what I'm calling it, and that's now official, and they should just change it to Moog. We're not going Meg. That's not the same. Moog is an interesting look to it, you know? It's just change it to fucking Moog. What's Mag? So yeah, MAGA, everyone's just saying MAGA. You just say MAGA. They could have started it wrong. But what does Trump say? He'd be the guy. You know? And unless you're above Trump, he could be above Trump. Trump could have hired him.
For sure.
He could have hired him as a spiritual advisor for the Trump party. Let's see what he's doing here. It gets, again, don't look him in the eye. Don't look him at the cross. Keep your eyes down.
Our perspectives, it is a matter of fear versus faith. A lot of people are afraid that Trump is a fascist dictator and the whole MAGA movement are a bunch of racist, misogynist, mid-wit conspiracy theorists. They can adduce prepackaged, ready-to-heat evidence for that opinion.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. I always encourage a shot like this, and now you can see it's two guys to scale looking at each other, and I'm like, I totally understand. Thank you. It really looks nice. He is talking to me. Is there an AI app that makes people, the perspective change to you? Because that's nice. And then we could do away with the TV. We could just get a TV that's a cutout of him and stand him up, move him forward a little bit.
Because we're only ever watching him again.
Exactly, yes.
I don't need anyone else.
Again, this is your new leader, and I mostly will be passing on the teachings of Aubrey Marcus now. So I hope you like this. This is what our show has become. The teachings of Aubrey Marcus. And you obey them or you're out.
Zoom in on him.
And everybody signs an NDA.
Can adduce prepackaged, ready-to-heat evidence for that opinion.
You want me to make them the same size?
And while some of that evidence may be real, it is all partial. Just as surely within the MAGA...
Wait. As some of that evidence may be real. You go, listen to what he said. He's like, now I know people have heard that Trump's a racist, a sexist, a rapist, a woman abuser, and he lists like every bad thing about Trump. And then he goes, now I know some of that has been evidenced to be... What did he say? There's evidence of it? This is not the right thing to do. Listen to this.
Versus faith. A lot of people are afraid that Trump is a fascist dictator and the whole MAGA movement are a bunch of racist, misogynist, mid-wit conspiracy theorists. They can adduce pre-packaged, ready-to-heat evidence for that opinion.
Okay.
And while some of that evidence may be real,
I've never heard any. While some of that evidence may be real, I can't believe he just said that.
To heat evidence for that opinion.
Listen to what really.
Racist, misogynist, midwit conspiracy theorists. They can adduce pre-packaged, ready-to-heat evidence for that opinion. And while some of that evidence may be real, it is all partial.
That's insane.
Just as surely within the MAGA movement, there are some tragically lost individuals who are still shackled by their own prejudice. And yet this said, I am not a part of the MAGA movement. I am a part of the movement of truth and value, a declared
separate
and
movement.
Intransigent independent.
What?
There are things that I may not see from my perspective being an outsider. The beauty I can see about Trump leading us into this era of truth is that he has his shadow on display. He shows his crass, his ego, his pride, his judgment, all on the outside, for better or worse. This display of shadow, which is another way to say unclaimed truth.
This display of shadow. It's clearly a display of shadow. Who is he trying to get with this one? I see what I think's happened here is a lot of the girls from his cult were libs. All those girls he was culting and making all stay at the beach house in hedonism or wherever he built that compound. He has one of those compounds, I think. He has like a Girls Gone Wild style compound. And he's been working for years gathering these 35-year-old women. You've seen them? They're all in their 30s. Older woman. And he's been gathering them, and, you know, he'll have a new serious girlfriend, and then she steps down, and the new girlfriend comes in, but they all work at the ranch. Something like, that's what it seems like from the Instagram. And so maybe this video is for them, and that's why he's saying this in this calm voice. You know, maybe this video is for them.
This display of shadow, which is another way to say unclaimed truth, makes him the ultimate projection screen for anyone who has similar characteristics in their own shadow. He literally invites that by his very existence. I haven't met him, but what I sense from actually listening to what he says, not just listening to what the media and other people say.
You should say this to him, and then Trump could tap you on the forehead and you fall down while two people catch you. Why are you? This is very strange. You sure you want this up? You
should go to 0912 because I love his idea.
And remember, this is Jake Paul. This is, you saw him on Fight Night, I think, right? Wasn't he on Fight Night with Jake Paul?
He might have been there in the locker room.
God, was that a nice knockout, huh?
I was going to say, should we watch that Logan clip?
Yeah,
after,
you got it. Yeah, of course. That is a classic.
That's so fun.
Yes, of course. That's the best thing. God, what a knockout, huh? Oh, I loved seeing Tyson go down. I always hated him because of the color of his skin. So it was nice to see him get taken down, which was what I saw a lot of people saying about it, too. It's nice to see that old man finally get taken down, that fuck. So, okay, let's hear. And then his rape stories have been coming out now. I don't know why. We've been talking about this fight for a year here, and all of a sudden the rape stories are all coming back out. Where were you on promo day? Okay, what is he going to do here? I
just thought he had a cute idea about how to fix the abortion debate.
Oh, okay. So see, he gets in these women's heads. Here, let's hear this.
In our nation, the land of the free. As for the issue of abortion and a woman's right to bodily sovereignty, I find the issue personally quite complex. Of course, I am a massive advocate for the empowerment of the feminine and of all people who have been historically marginalized. I am also a spiritual man, and my experiential understanding is that all human life...
His music cut? Sounded like his music died off, and it's starting back up again. Like he let it roll all the way to the fade, and now he's thrown on another copy. Let's see that. I thought the music died. The day the music died.
Man. And my experiential understanding is that all human life is connected to a soul. To kill a person with a soul is murder. except in the case of self-defense. No one with any sense is denying a woman's right to potentially life-saving abortions. There are some ignorant voices out there saying things like, your body, my choice. This is absolutely detestable, and we should appropriately be outraged by those statements. But those statements are not the consensus.
Weekly addresses. Don't you guys want more? I have subscribed, and by subscribed, I've written him a hefty check in a recurring payment to his class.
Okay,
and
quickly,
I am
skip
a
ahead
follower of his teachings.
to 10:52, and he'll tell you the idea.
Okay, he's got an idea here. 10:52. And this is my honest thoughts on Trump, free speech, borders, Kennedy, abortion, and America's future.
It is from deciding when the moment of ensoulment occurs. And there is a differentiation between mother and child. Is it at conception? Does the soul come into the body on the 30th day? Is it when the fetus has eyes? Is it at the moment of the first breath? Different spiritual traditions have different opinions.
Cuts out.
This issue is not as simple as, yay, choice women, or yay, life, God. I think the conditions and timing by which abortion should be allowed needs to be determined by a council of spiritual elders, particularly female spiritual elders. And all exceptions need to be on the table for discussion. In the meantime...
So you want to create witches? This is nuts. He's pitching to Trump, I think. I think he's seen, Joe Rogan's with Trump, Elon got a job, all these people are getting jobs. He's pitching a spiritual coven of women healers who make the ultimate decisions on women's rights. And they this is a very, I'm trying to think who has this. Star Wars has stuff like this, where there's all sorts of governing bodies of different styles.
He really wants the spiritual elders. Look at how cute he is.
He wants the
He's
spiritual
like, come on, Mike.
elders, and these elders are women. Let me hear this again.
Spiritual elders.
Right.
Allowed needs to be determined by a council of spiritual elders, particularly female spiritual elders. And all exceptions...
This is like what Dune was about, right? This is like Dune. I didn't see Dune. Dune is no Dune for me.
This is my Dune.
This is my Dune. I watched this. This is enough Dune to me. I don't know how people like Dune. I don't know what it is.
Particularly female spiritual elders. And all exceptions need to be on the table for discussion. In the meantime, the states have been granted the power to decide, which, by the way, neither Harris or Trump
I love that
could
idea. Perfect.
Look at this. Doesn't he look like a guy who could be in jail?
Yes.
Like you
Prison
look
break.
like a prison mate. Wow, you really imagine some tattoos on here and a gold tooth. And he'd be right there in jail, huh? You look like a guy.
But he doesn't have the eyes of a main guy. He has the eyes of like
of course
crony
not.
or a
No.
goon.
Yeah, of course. Look at this guy. Remember the inventor of the fleshlight.
Wait, but before you go,
Yeah.
go to 1345 and he'll just tell us about who some of his heroes are.
Oh, I can't wait. You're going to love this list of heroes. I remember a few of them. And I think it is a good, that's why I'm sharing this. I'm sharing his teachings. Listen to this.
captured by God. Not the God from some book somewhere, but the God that I know to be real from countless experiential explorations. This God is a God of value. If you want to know more about what value really means to me and what the field of value stands for, check the book First Principles and First Values by David J. Temple.
Oh.
As for the list of people I view as heroes, like Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Jake Paul, and many others,
Sounds like a week of H3 podcast. Those are your heroes? All of a sudden, everyone's hero is Tulsi Gabbard and RFK. And isn't it fishy how RFK is best friends with so many fucking nimwits? Theo Vaughn the other week was like, yeah, RFK is one of my closest friends. We talk all the time. What? And then I heard another guy say the exact same thing, like another guy that RFK should have no business. Why is he making so many hundreds and thousands? He's like doing jelly roll. He's had personal moments. He's making calls to Theo Vaughn. I mean, that's scary. Imagine if Colin Powell was talking to Theo Vaughn. I mean, really, this is all turning into just like an influencer thing on YouTube. It's very weird. So Aubrey Marcus, yeah, he wants a role in this administration.
Tulsi Gabbard, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Jake Paul, and many others.
Wow. Jake Paul made the list. One of his heroes
It's awesome.
is Jake Paul, who I've been wishing every day. You know what my big wish for Jake Paul is? For him to do boxing on his mom and kill her by accident in a rage.
Jeez.
At the gym, he jumps there and he just beats the shit out of her. They have to pull him off and her face is just mush. I've been wishing that. Will it come true? I don't know. But I got to show you what Logan Paul said at the fight. Surely you've seen it. And America saw this. They were flaming mad. Aubrey Marcus, everybody, our new teacher, our leader. And why not remember, like Israel and Palestine? What do I know? I go off what other people say, experts. And these are experts, okay? All of the people you listen to, there are experts on this. I trust them. So whatever the last guy I heard talk about a subject says, I'm in. Who am I to say no? What do I know? And I don't, sure as hell, don't have Tim Waltz coming and trying to steer me the other direction. So who am I to believe? I believe my saints, George Janko, Saint Janko, of course, back there. Do you see Saint Janko? That's Saint Janko with the president. That's Saint Smith. And that is Saint Tony and Saint JRE. And those are the people I trust in now. And those are the people who run the media. And those are the people who run the government. So you better start respecting them immediately.